where do I go? Because I was in Bowser's Castle. I'd rather have Edelgard Discourse than Priam Discourse. I think I'll just pass on both those conversations. I kind of don't give a shit about Priam or Edelgard or whatever. Ah, big switch. That's where I go. Give me Berwick Saga Discourse instead. Yo, I got caught up in Berwick Saga Discourse somehow. Because I said that I don't like Berwick Saga, and that apparently is like a hate crime against people who like a game that I don't like. So if we want to have Berwick Saga Discourse, is it okay to dislike a game? Is it okay to have a different opinion than people on a game? Because the comment sections in my, I made a little Ice Rider clip, basically just because I feel like every couple of months I get someone asking like, oh, you should play Berwick Saga, and I'm like, yeah, I have. I just didn't care for it. I don't like a game where you have to have the wiki open, right? But apparently that makes me a, misinformation F slur. Which I don't know. Whoa, 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 what's the deal here? The passage of the underground is blocked. Stupid fawful. I know people won't like it. I think that there's a lot of cool stuff there, but the two things that bother me the most, right, are I don't like the obscure mechanics that aren't explained to you, whether they're necessary or not. I think if a mechanic is part of the game, like it should be explained, right? As the food stuff, there's the full recruitment, like generally, I think to recruit people, it's usually you need to get like their friendship to a certain amount, right? Or loyalty, or whatever it is. There's a stat. It's called like friendship or loyalty or something. I don't remember the exact name. I barely know what Berwick Saga even is. It is a game made by Shozu Kaga, who's the creator of Fire Emblem. Oh, lucky hit, nice. And it, unlike his other two games, Vistaria Saga and Tearing Saga, it does not resemble Fire Emblem at all. Other than being part of the SRPG genre, it's very different from Fire Emblem. It even has like hexagonal grids. People will like meme about like hexagons. It has a lot of cool ideas. Like if you liked the way that Emblem Sigurd works in Fire Emblem Engage, that I believe is either if it doesn't originate from Berwick Saga, it at the very least was in Berwick Saga, right? That's how lances work in Berwick Saga, is your movement gets added, so it makes them feel like distinct from swords, which is something I really don't like about Fire Emblem, is like, the weapon triangle is not meaningful enough to make weapons feel distinct from each other most of the time. Thanks, Goomba. The lance charges up. Yeah. Most characters are defined by, like, a specific tool set of skills they get, rather than specifically stats. There's only 4 main stats in Berwick Saga. Although I believe also your weapon level is a stat, but, like, for each weapon, rather than, like, how old FE works. It's, like, you know, your sword level, lance level stuff. So, like, those are interesting ideas. The stuff I don't like is just how much RNG there is. Hit rates are generally pretty low in comparison to Fire Emblem. You know, like getting 60 is a regular occurrence. It's not like a fail state. You can do stuff to improve it, but bad hit rates are kind of just a reality of life, or at least were when I was playing. I don't know if like later than I get, you end up just never having to deal with bad hit rates again. But during the portion that I was playing, it was enough to, you know, turn me off. And then there's just a lot of mechanics that are not explained to the player. Cooking, everyone has, like, favorite foods. Or not cooking, it's restaurants. There's, like, furniture that gives bonuses. Although, now that I've mentioned furniture, I'm a furniture F-slur. Apparently, the fact that I said I don't know how furniture works was a big problem with Berwick fans. There's just a lot of base stuff. There's a whole town where you go between different shops and events. The way that people promote is different for every character, which is, like, in theory cool, but again, in practice, I don't want to have a fucking wiki open the whole time to figure out how people promote. From what I gather, Tearing Saga is widely considered the best of the three. I don't know. It's the one that I like the best. I don't think it's the most popular. It's the easiest, for sure. Like, Tearing Saga it has Thracia difficulty, in that its difficulty is largely because the game doesn't explain things to you either. That's another wiki game. But I was at least invested enough that I was, like, fine with it. Although on my first playthrough, it did cause me... Because I did a blind playthrough, right? Without any sort of wiki stuff, and I got soft-locked. So, like, it's just a Kaga problem, honestly. It could just be that my tolerance for Kaga bullshit has just been used up, right? Because I played Thracia, I played Tearing Saga, I played FE4. There's only so much Kaga bullshit before I'm just like, you don't... Like, I'm old, y'all. I'm old. I played those when I was younger, and I'm old, and I just, like, I fucking can't these days, you know? Most promotes are, like, Axe rank 30 or Bow rank 20. Well, you at least, like, would reach those naturally, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding. I mean, I've gone into this before, but I don't want to be called Unk, both because, one, that's a male-aligned term, and two, that's a part of AAVE, and I'm not black, and I think that, you know, there's a trend of especially queer white people taking aspects of AAVE and sort of, you know, taking them away from the black community in a way that's, you know, hashtag problematic or whatever, and I just don't really want to, you know, be a part of that. If you played Deltarune, no, I didn't like Undertale either, so, you know, I'm not gonna play the sequel, because I didn't like the first game. I've been told Deltarune is better than Undertale, but if I fundamentally dislike basically every mechanic in Undertale, it does a better job of Undertale, but I didn't like what Undertale was doing, right? So, maybe that could be the discourse. Undertale Deltarune hater Danny Doyle slanders the good name of Toby Fox. I think also part of it is, like, a lot of people connected with Undertale because it was the first game that, like, really normalized queer characters, right? I know, I've heard people say, like, Undertale changed my life because, like, it showed me that LGBT people are just people like me, right? Like, and I think that that's awesome. I think that's all, like, I'm not trying to shame anyone who feels that way, right? I think there's always gonna be something that sort of wakes you up to, wait. Right below here. The underground's that way. But yeah, there's always gonna be something that sort of, like, everyone has their first thing that sort of, like, woke them up to some sort of internalized bigotry or whatever, right? And if Undertale was yours, that's awesome. I played it as a queer person, right? I played it as someone who's like hashtag woke. So it wasn't ever gonna have that effect on me, and the quirky Earthbound humor was cute, but apparently the really good stuff comes after the final boss, and I just couldn't with the final boss. Like, I got to the final boss, and I'd been doing a pacifist run because I wanted to be a nice person, right? And so I just fucking died because I'm not good at bullet hells. Tug of war time. Leg time. Why is it all Luigi now? I thought it was supposed to swap between them, but it's just all Luigi now. Now it's swapping. Now it's all Mario. Okay, so it's not doing how it normally does. It's scrambling them now. And that's throwing me off. There we go. We did it. We did it, gamers. I owned this game, but I don't think I ever finished it. You know, this game is not as fun as I remember it being. It's still pretty fun. But I have so much nostalgia for this, and there have been so many moments that I'm just like, God, Bowser's Inside Story, it has a lot of bullshit. It's got a lot of great stuff, but I think it's weaker than Superstar Saga. I think Superstar Saga's better, and I think Partners in Time is like close. They might be on the same level, honestly. Fake difficulties when the pros don't alternate in the minigame. Fake difficulty. The fake difficulty discourse. Ugh.